Welcome back to the Morning News. 10 minutes after 8. The results of a new survey may surprise you when it comes to where and how Canadians plan to vacation this summer. Here with the details of the new survey, our travel expert, Martha Chapman. Good morning.
Morning.
So did some of this surprise you? Were there some unusual destinations out there?
Well, this is a survey that Expedia does, and these people really have their finger on the pulse of travel in my books. And you know what? I think what they've done is they've hit on just about every trend that I've seen grow over the past few years.
Okay, so let's talk about some of the more unusual destinations.
Well, what used to be incredibly exotic and off the beaten path is now actually becoming not commonplace, but I think a real area of interest, and that's Eastern Europe. We're finding that the interest in all the former Soviet countries, Slovakia, Slovenia, Czech Republic, very, very hot, especially with the aging population. A lot of us have already been lucky enough to go to Western Europe, and now Eastern Europe is the big, the big forbidden fruit.
So more Canadians are choosing Eastern Europe over Western Europe, which
Yes.
is not typical.
I don't think so, no. And you know what? I find this very interesting. Iceland. Icelandair has just launched earlier this month their first route between Toronto and Iceland. 5 times a week they'll be flying.
Direct?
Direct, yes, from Toronto. And they've got flights from Halifax as well. And I think that is so interesting because Iceland is, when we talk about off the beaten path, but it's this little country of 300,000 people with a very strong Icelandic culture, a bit of a European vibe, very good for green tourists because everything is heated and cooled geothermically, is that the word? Geothermally? So people are really intrigued by the Icelandic culture, and now it's very accessible with these flights on Icelandair from Toronto.
Interesting. Let's talk about voluntourism.
Yes, it's a bit of a mouthful, but you know what? I think it says a lot about how we're changing as people, that we feel that we should be giving more and not just taking when we go on vacation. So this brand new kind of concept of combining a vacation with volunteering
right.
is taking off as well. And I think one that a lot of the viewers might be familiar with is Habitat for Humanity. The main thing about voluntourism, and it's something that I was a little bit surprised to learn, is that you do pay. You're not paid for volunteering. Your way is not paid. You have to pay to get there and very often pay for your accommodation. But I think it says a lot that this is a growing sector, and yet people are willing to pay for it.
Interesting. We've talked a bit about this before in the past, adventure travel. Is
Yes.
that becoming more popular?
Well, part of my job, I take travel writers around to all different places to show them what we can do. And so in the past year, I have dog sledded, I have caved, I have zip-lined, I've done all this sort of stuff, because that's what travel writers need.
So how do you find it differs from a conventional vacation? Well, clearly, I mean, there's the obvious, the adventure part.
Well, yeah, it's not just beach and bake, I guess,
right,
is what we're
yeah.
doing. They're getting, okay, let's take our hiking boots on vacation, which before it was, how many bathing suits should I take?
Exactly. So how did you find the dog sledding?
Very cool. I did that in Newfoundland. It was very cool, very, very interesting.
Awesome. Okay, educational travel, is this fairly new, and what's this about?
Well, again, it's a changing population who want to do more than just, as I say, beach and bake. So educational travel, where people go and they'll take a course, they'll learn a language. For example, this summer in Fredericton, there's all these adventures, pardon me, that you can find out about at adventures.com. 2 to 5 day courses, everything from jewelry making to learning how to kayak to fiddle, how to fiddle, and even courses for kids where kids can learn how to make puppets. And this is, I think, just a great idea all summer long in Fredericton.
That is a great idea. All right, some great ideas from Martha Chapman. So something to think about other than the beach and bake type vacation. Martha Chapman, our travel expert, thanks for being here.
Thank you, Zoraida.
We'll see you again next week.
You bet.